What's going on, Legion? As usual, like always, well, I started my day tired and doing videos that involved a lot of talking. So now I'm even more tired. So we're doing some Doug, and I'm hoping Doug can wake me up. I say this every time because like part of me just doesn't he look like fucking oh, what the fuck's his name, dude? Oh, I can't believe I can't remember this fuck's name. He's from SNL. He was in the Curly's Gold movie. Oh, come on, dude. What? I gotta hold on. Wait, time out. Anyways, while I'm doing this, every time I say we're gonna check out a little bit of John Lovitz, I remembered it before I saw his name. I win. He looks like John Lovitz right here. Every time I'm about to check out stand-up, or him, at least specifically, I'm like, we're just going to check out a little bit, and, you know, that's it. Today, I'm like half awake, so I don't know if I'm going to. John Lovitz. I don't know if I'm going to, I don't know how much we're going to watch. So I mean, you know, because the video is a certain length. And, I mean, I could be talking, you can tell I am so fucking tired, and I'm talking so much. Let's just go.
Then they're idiots and college
Get into it, check it out, see what it's all about. Let's hope it's good. Can't break the record.
wasn't gonna help, right? There's plenty of other ways to get college money. Suck a dick, rob a guy, steal a car, steal a pallet of that shit off the forklift you run at UPS and sell it out of a van on a highway off-ramp. Swing around the brass pole a few times, Jessica Lynch. You'll have plenty of college money and never leave West Virginia. Boom. Keep a war going. Don't have a war against terrorism. Jealous. Terrorism's a brilliant form of warfare, sorry. It's being used inappropriately now. The terrorists we have now, they just are bad at it. They're using it in an inappropriate and ineffective fashion. But terrorism is a form of warfare. How do you have rules for war? What's that all about? Oh, that's Saddam Hussein. He was ready to use chemical weapons. That's against the rules. Fuck you. There's a war, faggot. Fight it or get out. Ain't no rules. Jeez. It's like, yeah. What's a Geneva Convention? What's that sick shit? You got rules for, we're going to kill each other by the hundreds of thousands. Not us, of course, poor people's kids. But if we're going to do it, let's jot down some rules, right? What if can they hit him in the face with a garden rake? Gentlemen, what do you think? Yeah, okay, all right. Hit him in the face with a garden rake is okay. What about Mason him? No, that's chemical. That's fighting like a fairy. No, Mason, that's what girls use. That's fighting like a girly. Right? It's a war. If you attack me, I'm a weaker country. I will use any weapon I have. I will chemical weapon, nuclear weapon, girly eye gouge, sucker nut punch, dog shit in a wrist rocket, whatever's gonna keep you away from me. Go, yeah, it's a war. Fight it or quit crying, faggot. And yes, if you're in here and you're gay and you're offended that I'm using the word faggot, I apologize and I'll suck your dick after the show. Because faggot's way too good of a word, though. It's a faggot. It's got to, it's not even a gay thing. I'll suck your dick. I'll turn queer to keep the word. I don't care. My self-respect was shot years ago. I stopped succumbing to the... It's like cunt. Cunt is a great word, but it's more impressive if you use it on a guy. Right? You're a fucking cunt. That's all you are. See how it's more powerful because it's confusing. It's like calling a redneck a nigger. They don't have no idea how to react.
Oh, Jesus.
Right?
Woo! All right.
Terrorism can work. I'm trying to talk my mother into being a suicide bomber right now. Well, seriously. I mean, because she fits the profile. She's terminally ill. Basically, it hasn't been diagnosed, but Everybody, she's been chain smoking cool, mild 100s for 48 years. She couldn't walk up onto this stage without coughing up chunks of green shit all over your nachos like some kind of respiratory Gallagher event. And she's
respiratory Gallagher? Oh.
She really is a miserable, angry person. I moved her out to Florida 6 years ago or something. I moved her and her 7 cats, got them a 1-bedroom apartment in Hollywood, and all she's done in the last 6 years is sit in that apartment and farm cats and chain smoke and bitch. It's down to 3 cats now, with one kind of teetering on the fence, because they just sit there in her apartment in the secondhand smoke. She won't even let them outside and have a decent chance of chucking themselves under a bus tire to fucking end it all, right? It's too dangerous on the street. They keep the cats in, so they breathe the secondhand smoke, and then it turns into third-hand smoke, fourth-hand smoke. That's the cats. They're like furry air filters. That's all they are. And they're not even furry, because they're all greasy with nicotine, like old curtains, and they die right in front of her, and she doesn't even notice for days, because she's watching Crossing Over with John Edwards, trying to figure out where she'll be in a month. Drinking dollar store Robitussin, trying to cure throat cancer. It's not gonna work, Ma. Come on. And she's just a hateful, angry, just hates everything. She hates the traffic, and she hates the neighbors, and this goddamn, she hates you, and she just hates. She's like me without jokes. She's just hateful. But she loves me. And she'd do anything for me. And she's suicidal. I mean, in a logical sense, like, it's not a desperate, I can't go on another day. She's suicidal in that way. She knows that day's coming when the lung tumors get bigger than the breast implants. She's gonna cash out. She's not a woman who wants to die with a lot of tubes going in and out of her, milking off the estate. Yeah, she's gonna cash out. But instead of giving her the big bottle of Xanax and the quart of vodka like my brother and I have planned for her for the last few years, why not instead, seriously, rig her up with some heavy explosives and have her take out some shit we all hate on her way out. Nothing with a political agenda like the terrorists of today. Oh, this will solve Middle East peace. Kaboom. No. Just take out some shit that we all hate. Some personal pet peeve that's an irritant. Have her take out a DUI roadblock, or a Ashton Kutcher, or something that's an irritant to everybody. Something no one would complain about.
True.
Did you ever eat a Subway breakfast sandwich? It's a damn good sandwich, is it? Because it comes on the same bun. It's the regular deli-style bun that all the other sandwiches. Every fast food place has to put their breakfast sandwiches on something crazy. It's on a mixed pancake, or it's a flaky croissant, or a wacky biscuit. But the Subway, you can put it on a regular bun, and you can put vegetables on it, so it gives you the illusion that it's good for you. And I love the placebo effect. I'm a sucker for it. But you can't get it after 11. And I can sleep till 1 or 9 at night, depending on what narcotics are still floating around in my system, right? But I still try to get the breakfast sandwich, and I'll go in, hey, come on, give me an egg and cheese. And the kid will say, I'm sorry, sir, it's after 11. We put all that stuff away. You didn't put it away. It's in the second green cabinet. It's right there. Come on, this place is as big as a photo mat. There is no away in the building. You don't own away. There's no Brinks truck that pulls up at 11:02 and yanks out the eggs under armed guard. You're just programmed to do this, so I don't want to give him shit. I mean, he's got enough shit in his life. He's gonna wear a paper hat, and I'm a sandwich artist, polo shirt, and frat guys flick him shit all day long. Faggot, I said no tomatoes, dude. Put tomatoes on it. Shut it. So I don't want to pile onto his misery, but come on. Just think this one through. It's just, the entire breakfast menu at Subway consists of nothing but the egg. It's all the same sandwiches they serve all day long, plus an egg. You don't have to fire up the griddle for the flapjacks, and it's not a process like other restaurants who really do have to stop at 11 because they have a real fucking menu, but you don't. You're just stealing their rule for no reason. It doesn't make sense, and I don't want to be a dick to you, but it's not even a real fucking egg, man. This is a pre-packaged egg-like patty product that sits in a stack of egg patties in the second green cabinet. It's right next to the bacon that you serve all day. If I order a BLT right now, I'll see the away egg sitting right next to it. I see the eggs are not away, and I don't want to give you shit. I'm going to give you one more opportunity. Think this through. Please just give me an egg and cheese. And the kid's going to say, "I'm sorry, sir." And I'm going to say, "No. This time I'm sorry. Mother!" And Mother will come trudging in her ratty terry cloth bathrobe with C4 explosives strapped head to toe. Cool, mild 100 in one hand, dead cat in the other, like Gale Sayers or a Heisman Trophy plunger, and she's gonna say, "Goodbye." And now terrorism has worked as a positive for all of us. Some big cheese up in the subway tower is going to read that story and he's going to go, "Why didn't he just give him the fucking egg? It's in the second green cabinet if they're going by franchise rules." And I wouldn't take innocent lives. What I'd do, the mother wants to go. That's her choice. And I wouldn't kill the subway kid because I'd get demolitions experts to rig mother to implode like a skyscraper. So she'd just go, and the subway kid would just go, "Oh." But it would stay with him because he'd think next time, right? It's such an amazing lack of logic that's prevalent in our society, and everyone just takes it. We just take it. That's just the way it is. It's tradition. That's our policy. Fuck that. If it's stupid, change it. That's the law. If it's a dumb law, don't have it, right? I'm trying to work on a system just to simplify it so I think we can, I'm working on a system where we can eliminate currency worldwide, where we don't even have to use currency so I don't have to figure out math and incomes and debt. Just replace currency with a system of blowjobs and cheeseburgers, because that's really all you need at the end of the day. Nice car, I'll suck your dick for it. I just got my dick sucked. You got anything to eat? All right, there's a cheeseburger. There's kinks in the system that I haven't worked out. Hindus, for instance, that's a problem with the cheeseburgers, and I gotta work it all out. But when I do, things are gonna change.
Fucking Hindus.
All the other issues I'm pretty tight on. Immigration. I don't have a. There's too many people in this fucking country. But I think if you're gonna focus on keeping people out, you're gonna focus on the people who don't contribute to society. That's a no-brainer, and there's a specific group of over 4 million people that come into this country every year and don't contribute a fucking thing, and everyone knows who I'm talking about, but no one wants to say it because it's politically incorrect. But fuck that. You know who I'm talking about? Officer Bob. You know who I'm talking about. Who am I talking? Babies. That's who I'm talking about. Babies. They come out of your hole. They come into this country. They don't speak the language. They don't want to work. They just take and they cause a ruckus and they waste all of our natural resources. I say put the Border Patrol agent at the foot of your uterus. Anything comes out without a visa, you kick it back in the hole. What's your name? You're not on the list. Get back behind the velvet rope. The club is over full. We'll call you when we need you. Sick the amount of people. "Oh, Doug, don't you do an anti-baby bit on every CD?" Yes, because you won't stop having them, so I'm going to keep saying it. Almost every problem in the world boils down to too many fucking people, and I'm not just talking out of my eye. I had my vasectomy. I have no children. Anyone else had a vasectomy? Who did? Oh, did you? Good. Well, get him a drink. That's a true American hero right there. Don't name the fucking Memorial Highway after him after he gets fucking... after that guy. Every time you get a good parking space, there you go. There you go. Remember that guy. Yes, thanks. He's the guy who didn't have someone parking there. Every time you're fucking stuck in traffic, yeah, you think about the breeders when you, hey, no traffic at all today. Thank you. How long before you blew a nut after you had it? Do you remember?
10 minutes.
2 weeks? Yeah, well, I went 8 days. 2 weeks at 8 days. Because they tell you wait 72 hours. And I developed what they call granuloma. If you don't know how they do a vasectomy, what they do is they go in and they make a small incision on each side of your scrot sac, and then they go in with the tweezer things and they remove your courage and your confidence and your social skills and your sense of humor and your need for any personal hygiene, and they replace it with a violent fear of sneezing. So I had that done out of respect for the world. And they're telling me, and then I get granulomas, is where you continue to leak semen in your bag sac, and then your bag sac starts swelling up bigger and bigger every day. Did you get that? No, it's fucking. I have pictures of it on my website because people thought I was exaggerating. It was like I called it the Hinden bag. It was like a hippity hop in between my legs. It was like the Blueberry Kid from Willy Wonka. And they're telling me wait 72 hours. I'm going, what kind of superheroes jacking off with this going on 6 days in? I was like, I waited 8 days, and I didn't even want to jack off then, but you go 8 days without, I've never gone 8 days in my natural load-blowing life without emptying off. But weird shit happens in your head after that amount of time. I'm getting deviant thought watching TV commercials that don't even have people in them. I could do something. I jacked off with my eyes closed and 2 fingers is squinting like a little girl in a horror movie. Yeah. I don't want to see what's coming out of there, blood or stitches or chili. I didn't think I needed a vasectomy. I was like some convenient frame of mind, because I've dumped irresponsible nuts for my whole life and never came up unlucky, right, with the baby. So I figured with all the shit I've done to my body, I was surprised I had sperm that was still white, much less potent. Exactly. So and then I knocked on my wife a year and a half ago. It was the first abortion. It was the only abortion I've had, but it might have been the longest abortion of all time. It took a month to have. Has anyone had an abortion? You're all wrapped with attention now, all of a sudden. And so I assume you all have. It's a fucking horrible thing to go through. And not horrible in that, oh, it's a living thing. What are we doing? Fuck the living thing. A genital wart is a living thing. If it's gonna irritate you for life, burn it off, right? Get the fuck. Bladder cancer is alive and growing like a baby in you. If you try to remove that, I'll protest you and say, stop playing God. It's horrible in the, because we panicked and didn't do any research, and because you have options when it comes to abortion now. It's not like 1955 where you just had to kick her down a staircase and hope for the best, right? You feed her a tapeworm and hope it takes a left at the Y.
I want to hear the women again. I missed it. I was talking.
If it's gonna irritate you for life, burn it off.
Right? I want to hear the women again.
Bladder cancer is alive and growing like a baby in you. If you try to remove that, I'll protest you and say, stop playing God. It's horrible in the, because we panicked and didn't do any research, and because you have options when it comes to abortion now. It's not like 1955 where you just had to kick her down a staircase and hope for the best, right? You feed her a tapeworm and hope it takes a left at the Y. Right? Now, you have medical options. I was hoping that you had the option of doing it live on a crowded airplane, so it might serve as an example to living babies that were already on board and thinking about screaming through the whole flight. Little scared straight program for the infants, but can't do that.
Oh my God!
But we did the RU-486 because it sounded easy. Yeah, it sounds like, oh, it's an abortion pill. Hey, what do you want, surgery or a pill? And you go, that sounds like you just take a Flintstone vitamin and you wait for the abortion fairy to come and she leaves a quarter under your womb and no one's the wiser. But no, it was a long story and I won't get into the graphic details about, but it took a month to have this. And what was more fucked up is how they treat you. I don't know if it was just this clinic, because we had to go to 2 different ones of the same brand. They were all fucking assholes, and they treated you like shit because they can, and that's a problem. Even though abortion is legal, for a limited time only, get them while they're hot, girls, because John Ashcroft came to town. He knows your body better than you. Trust your government. That blue light special is about to end. But even though it's legal, it still lives in that gray area of shame, where if you even bring it up in a fucking basement drunken comedy club, it creates a church-like bingo hall silence.
Church-like bingo hall silence.
And that's how they treat you like shit, because they can get away with it. It's like dildos, right? They're legal, except in Mississippi, you're going to jail for that. They're legal. Say you want to go to get a dildo tonight. You go out to the smut shop. You get a nice top shelf blue wiggler, and you bring it home and you jam the batteries in it. But then the neck doesn't swivel quite right for the G-spot, and then the little rubber rabbit doesn't quite reach your clitoris like it says it will on the box. What are you gonna do? Bring it back? You had to get half liquored up on draft beer just to walk into that joint, much less stop by Monday morning on the way to your accountant position when you're, how you need to talk to someone? This doesn't reach my clitoris. Is something, can I try on a different one? They're gonna tell you to pound sand and get out of the store. Who are you gonna call? The Better Business Bureau? I have clitoral rights and I was denied them. It's the same with an abortion. They know they can be as... They know I'm not going to walk into a crowded clinic with my wife and slap my hand down on the formica. This is the worst abortion I have ever had. I want to see your manager. I want to talk to your manager. You call this an abortion? I would be embarrassed to put out this kind of workmanship, my friend. I'm going to tell my friends about this. Yes, I am. I'm not going to have my abortions here anymore. You have lost a very valuable customer today, my friend. I am cutting up my Priority Club membership card. Oh, you're gonna fucking stare at me like you don't have any... Yeah, fine. Before you actually go and get all quiet and pissy like I'm some asshole about this, keep in mind, I'm just telling you the parts that I think are funny. You don't know the reason we had an abortion was, it wasn't because, it wasn't frivolous. We didn't have an abortion because we weren't ready to take care of a child and we're irresponsible, or because we're not financially capable of taking... The reason we had it is because I really wanted to see what it felt like to kill a baby. I just didn't want you to judge.
Nice.
You know, your priest will tell you... Your priest will tell you that abortion is wrong, because your priest will tell you that life begins at conception. But a priest will also tell you it's okay to suck his dick when you're only 12, so maybe his timing's just off. Here's what everyone seems to overlook with the whole priest molestation scandal, if you think about it. With all the horrible, horrible shit that your priest is pumping into your kid's head, his dick should be the least of your worries, honestly. That's just a little bit of mouthwash, and a few years of therapy will get rid of that. That Jesus shit will torture you for a lifetime. We sent our boy to church so he could learn a lifetime of guilt, shame, self-hatred, all the things we enjoy. And then the priest flopped out his "how do you do" right in front of the child. Who's the abuser? How come you never told us this was happening to him? Because you're a freak and a prude and you can't... Anytime that kid came to you with anything of a sexual nature, you probably freaked out and cramped up and pruded up and sent him to church to deal with it, where he got fucked in the face again. There's a little vicious circle. Mommy, is it normal for an older man to have sex with a young boy my age right in his mouth? Where do you get these ideas, Kevin? Who's telling you these things? It's horrible. Sex is not like... Sex is something that you... Well, sex is for people that... Why don't you go talk to Father Hanrahan about this right now? No! But, Mommy, I was trying to tell you that he's the one who's going to... And they have big get-togethers with the... cardinals and the bishops and every big Halloween hat gets together in one high-ceilinged venue to discuss how to punish the offending priest. What do we do to punish him? They're mouth-fucking all the kids. What do we do? I'll tell you what you do. You want to know how to punish him, you go back to the Bible, hypocrite. It's in Leviticus. It's that same passage they used to justify the death penalty. What does it say? Eye for an eye, exactly. If it works for the death penalty, then it should work just fine for your priest molestation issue. A priest fucks your kid in the face, you tell him, Billy, you march your ass back over to that church right now. You fuck that priest in his mouth. See how he likes it. Go on, boy. Give it to him good. Give it to him good. I ain't raising no sissies. Now the church is all upset about the gay marriage.
I'm going to end it right there because one more segment will be like at 30 minutes. Oh, man. I kind of want to end this one. I wanted to end it at like 15 minutes, but it just kept getting better and better. This is the best chunk, and I think we'll definitely finish it with this last half right here. I had a blast, guys. This was so freaking funny. The first half, or the first 20 minutes was pretty good. There was some real funny stuff, some real laughter in there. But when we were we started at like 30, I believe, and it just took the fuck off. Just everything he was going in for, it was so good. You know, the saying all the homophobic slurs and all that stuff like that. It always catches me off guard. I personally don't care. I grew up in the 90s. When that was a word I used to say, that the homophobic thing for gay people, I'm not going to say it on my video, personally. But I grew up saying that before I even knew what the word meant. Because the 90s, it didn't matter, right? And growing up in that and playing like Call of Duty and Halo in the early 2000s throughout from anywhere from 2000 to 2010, the N-word was all over Call of Duty. Like, those words don't bother me. It's the hatred in a voice is the problem. It's never the actual word. It's just a word. But when he said it, I was really surprised that he said it at a live show like that. Especially where it's so easy for someone to walk up and punch him in the face. He said the gay word, the gay slur, the slur for black people. But he said that one, though, I think the best way. Because he's like, that's like calling a redneck the N-word, right? And I thought that was just beautifully executed because he was not referring to anybody in the black community or even making a joke that involved them. He just simply pulled the word. That's the only connection there was. And he used it to Southern people that are usually pretty racist. I thought that was really well done. And I really thought that joke, it took me by surprise because, I didn't expect him. I don't expect anybody to really say that anymore in comedy because people are really scared. I know people are going to be in the comments like, Doug doesn't care. Doug, you don't have to do that comment. I get it. Doug will say any and everything, and he don't care. But excuse me, it was nice to see somebody that's not stuck in the snowflake era that we're in right now. I think I realized my face was like, oh Jesus, right? I realized that I made that face, and I was like, I hate that I made that face because none of the stuff he was saying bothers me. It didn't surprise me. It didn't surprise me that he said it. It was just at this day and age, people don't say that stuff anymore. And it's not that every comedian should say the N-word or anything like that. But if there is an actual joke to be told, I think I just expect people to keep it to themselves now instead of actually say it. Whether it lands or it doesn't, or it comes off as funny or they miss the mark. You just don't expect people to say that kind of stuff anymore, and that's the unfortunate side of things. With that being said, I'm going to go. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. We just made it under 30 minutes, and if you stay to the very end, I really do appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Later.